Welcome to Super Easy Physics and Mathematics. Today we are looking at episode 4, which deals with how to easily multiply surds. Surd is a root that is irrational. The root of all prime numbers are surds. Simplify the following surd. Square root 2 multiplies root 2. Whenever you multiply identical root, the answer is the number in the root. So square root 2 multiplies square root 2, that is like saying the square root of 4, which is 2. So the root of 5 multiplied by the square root of 5 is 5. Square root of 6 multiplied by square root of 6 is 6. Square root of 7 multiplied by square root of 7 is 7. Square root of 13 multiplied by square root of 13 is 13. Right, let's look at the second one. Find 3 root 5 square. So let's expand it. 3 root 5 multiply 3 root 5. So if you have this type of multiplication, multiply the external number and then you multiply the square root together. So you multiply 3 root 5, this 3 times 3, that will become 9. Then root 5 multiply root 5 is square root of 25, which is 5. So the answer is going to be 9 multiply 5, which is 45. So let's look at this. The square root of 3 take away the square root of 2, all square. So let's expand it. Square root 3 multiply that. So what you need to do, let's carry out, take the first square root, use it to multiply the second one, the green and the purple. So you have that. Then take the red, negative, maintain the sign with it, expand it the way you carry out your expansion of quadratic expression. So let's look at, so you multiply square root 2, we multiply square root 3, take away root 2. So let's multiply this first one. Root 3 multiply root 3, that is the square root of 9, which is 3. Then square root of 2 multiply the square root 3, that will be square root the root 6. Then let's go to the second bracket. Negative root 2 multiply root 3, that will become negative root 6. Then negative root 2 multiply negative root 2, that will become plus root 4. So let's simplify further. Root 6 take away root 6, that is 2 root 6. So you are left with this, and you can simplify this. Then square root of 4 is 2. So add this 2 to this 3 will become 5. So add the natural number. So 3 plus 2 is 5. Root 6, take away root 6, that is 2 root 6. Now, difference of 2 square. So let's look at simplify. Square root 5, take away square root 2, multiply square root 5 plus square root 2. So whenever you are multiplying a surd, that one of the surd is the conjugate of the other. What I mean by conjugate of a surd is the same expression in the bracket, but the only difference between them is that the operation between them, one is positive and the other one is negative. So root 5 take away root 2 is the conjugate of root 5 plus root 2. If you are given root 5 plus root 2, the conjugate of this will be root 5 take away root 2. And whenever you are multiplying two conjugates, all you need to do, square the first term. So the first term here is root 5. That will become root 5 square, take away the second term in the conjugate, which is root 2, become root 5 square, take away root 2 square. Then root 5 square is the same thing as root 5 times root 5, which is the square root of 25, that will become 5. Then root 2 square is the same thing as the square root of 2 times root 2, which is square root of 4, that will become 2. And then, so the answer of the expansion of this conjugate is 5 take away 2, which is 3. Go to episode 5 where you can learn how to rationalize surd. What we mean by rationalization, that is where you will learn how to convert surd to a rational number. Subscribe to Super Easy Physics and Mathematics.
Subscribe and we will help you to easily upgrade your performance to an A+.
CPAM is the solution to better grade.